What up, what up, what up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you. Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Clark versus Aaron Rodgers. Who do you got? Guys, I got to tell y'all right now, this has probably been one of the most exciting things I get to cover in a while, because I love to see when TV personalities go at it. And I got to tell y'all right now, man, Aaron Rodgers is on a different level. And I think Ryan Clark may have bit off more than he can chew on this one. And what do I mean by that, guys? Ryan Clark is a guy who is very woke. Not a problem with that. Aaron Rodgers is a guy who considers himself to be very based. That's what makes the fight good. Because they're coming at each other from two different ideologies. And I think what happens is, why is Aaron Rodgers going to win? Because he's on Pat McAfee's show. Pat McAfee runs ESPN. And Pat McAfee caught a stray from Ryan Clark, and Ryan Clark came out and apologized to Pat McAfee because he thought that Pat McAfee took it wrong. Well, this is exactly why Pat McAfee doesn't let any of the woke people from ESPN on his show. Pat McAfee is the de facto CEO of ESPN. That's why Aaron Rodgers is going to win. It doesn't matter about the argument, because I can guarantee you right now, ESPN gonna come in there and tell Ryan Clark, you got to tone it down, right? If Ryan Clark want to come against Aaron Rodgers, he better do it on his Pivot podcast. Because if he does it on ESPN and there's any shot that he's gonna offend Pat McAfee, it's over. Y'all know Ryan Clark had an issue with AB, Antonio Brown. He's had an issue with Stephen A. Smith. And he also has problems with people who vote Republican. So Ryan Clark has carved out who he is going to support and who he's going to attack. Aaron Rodgers, the same thing. But y'all know why Ryan Clark coming at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers don't like the fact that, Ryan Clark doesn't like the fact that Aaron Rodgers is connected to RFK. RFK is nominated for the Health and Human Services Secretary in the Trump administration. Ryan Clark is not a Trump fan. The reason why Ryan Clark and Aaron Rodgers are going at it is because that's what Ryan Clark doesn't like. And a lot of people want to see Aaron Rodgers punished over his vaccination stance and all this kind of stuff. And if Aaron Rodgers wasn't having a crappy year, Ryan Clark wouldn't have come at him like this. So I got Aaron Rodgers in this thing all day long, not from a substance debate, but he's with the guy who has more influence. He's with the guy who has more influence. I watched as ESPN fired one of their top dogs because they crossed Pat McAfee. Okay? And I watched as Aaron Rodgers, we thought he wasn't going to be on Pat McAfee anymore, but when Pat McAfee said, I'm doing my show the way I want it, and you better let me have him on, or I ain't going to be on ESPN no more, they let Aaron Rodgers come back. Guys, Ryan Clark has bit off more than he can chew. This ain't Stephen A. Smith. This is not Antonio Brown. This is Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show. Once Pat McAfee got involved, Ryan Clark does not stand a chance. And don't be surprised that if Ryan Clark don't have to issue an apology or stand down. Because once Pat McAfee feels offended, everybody at ESPN lines up, right? This thing got everything to do with RFK. RFK Jr. This thing got everything to do with politics and Trump versus anything else regarding Aaron Rodgers' vaccination stance, his play on the field. Ryan Clark, just like Stephen A. Smith, want to get into the political realm. They all want to be known politically now because they see the amount of money and influence that can come from being involved in politics. Aaron Rodgers was rumored to be considered as Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s vice president. So Aaron Rodgers was going to be enemy number one for Ryan Clark anyway. I ain't got no issue with Ryan Clark's takes. I ain't got no issues with Ryan Clark's outfit. I ain't got no issue with Aaron Rodgers' takes. I don't have no issues with his stances on vaccines or anything like that. To each his own. But where Aaron Rodgers has the power is he's connected to Pat McAfee. And Ryan Clark may as well go ahead and bow down, because at the end of the day, Pat McAfee plays by a different set of rules. His show is what's propping ESPN up, not the other way around. Ryan Clark needs ESPN. Pat McAfee and Aaron Rodgers don't. And that's the difference. That's why I got Aaron Rodgers in this one all day, man. Y'all get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think, man. Is Jeff crazy or is Jeff on to something? If you hadn't already, mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications. And until next time, I'm going to holler.